Hey, once again, everybody, this is it. You guys should give yourself a big round of applause. You made it to the end. I am so proud of you guys. Yes, 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 yes. So, congratulations to each and every one of you. And I can't wait to hear and to see your projects because I'm excited. But again, congratulations. And I also wanted you guys to meet our newest staff member, Michael Yelton. He is our marketing coordinator. So I'm going to give Michael to say a few words. Michael, this is the P2L cohorts of 24, 25.
Thank you, everybody. Can you guys hear me okay?
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Babita, for the introduction. So I am, the newest full-time employee of Tag Ed. This is I'm in the midst of my fourth week here. Um, I graduated from Oglethorpe University in May. So I'm getting acclimated to this role. I'm really impressed by this program and this cohort. So I'm really excited to see what you guys have in store today.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the crew, Michael. So good to see you all. And as Babita said, this is our next to final session, and we'll talk about the September session towards the end of our time today. But glad. Let's see, how many do we have total? Trying to see, 18. All right. And so you guys saw my note. I was under the weather last week out of nowhere, even though because I presented for 3 days with the Kennesaw State cabinet. And then I guess they must have just wiped me out and knocked me out because I was literally out for the Friday and the weekend. But tonight we are, as my note said, we're going to focus on talking through and hearing your pitches so that we're all set for September. Now, obviously, you've got another month before we actually step into that session, but I want to you should be thinking in the context of finalization of your pitches tonight, such that you'll just be doing minor tweaks as we head into the September session. And, we actually just put this up, make it easy. Go. All right, you guys can see that, right?
It's coming. It hasn't come up yet.
Now we can.
All right.
Yeah, we can see it now. Yeah.
So we'll go through the pitches tonight. Make any specific revisions as appropriate. And then I really want to spend time talking about and hearing any specific learnings and questions that you still might have from a leadership context. And then also in that same vein to hear about what leadership actions or commitments you are committed to taking basis of the work that we've done, or any other insights that you've picked up along the way. And then, as I said, we'll frame up September and be ready to rock and roll into that. Fair?
Yeah.
All right. Let me do one thing here so I make sure I can see as many of you as I can at once. Perfect. All right. So just as a bit of a reminder, obviously you guys know who your teams are. And I don't know if you guys ever gave yourself team names or not, but you can tell me tonight. I think a couple did, if I remember correctly. But here again is some of the things I just want you thinking about as you make your pitches. What's your proposed solution to the change issue that you're dealing with for Center of Refuge? Because it's not about giving a speech, as you've heard me say before. It really is about how do you solve the problem and how do you excite them about the solution that you're bringing to their issue. So again, 5 to 7 minutes is kind of the context that you're focused on. And obviously, the rest of the teams will be listening and providing feedback, getting clarity if needed, because this is, even though it's a bit of a competition, part of this is about supporting one another, being at stake for one another. So you want your colleagues, even though they're on another team, to do a great job. And so you want to be able to give them a straightforward feedback. Also tell them wow, I really liked that. But as well, here's something that you might want to punch up or do a little bit differently. And again, each of the PBOTS teams will just be listening to enhance your solution as we prepare for September. So again, from the audience's perspective, I want you thinking about this. Center of Refuge will be in the room along with TAG alumni will be at the session in September. And there in general, this is kind of the frame that they come to this with, I think, is why should I listen? What's in it for them, specifically Center of Refuge? Most people are thinking, what's the most important thing I need to know? And I always kind of reference this around what's the three most important things. So what does success look like? What does potentially, quote unquote, you guys know I don't like to use the word failure. I put it here just to make the point. It's, well, what could go wrong? What happens in either case? What are my options? What are next steps? That's kind of how people are thinking when they're listening to a pitch construct. And then for you guys, it's how do you frame your value proposition to address some of those questions? But really it's what's the chart of this project? How does it create value? You know, what is the overall value proposition? Is it straightforward? Is it simple? And inside of that value proposition is what are the benefits to the potential either consumer or customer, right? That customer in this instance is Center of Refuge and or whoever it touches down in their organization. What are the benefits then to their organization? What are potentially benefits even to the industry that they're in, all right? And who is that target market for this solution, and define who that is. And again, what are the one or two easily understandable success measures? How can they quickly and easily understand, wow, this is going to bring me value? And then in that same vein, what are the risks and how would you potentially mitigate what those risks are? Questions on any of that? Does that track for you? Make sense? Okay. All right. And then the only other piece I wanted to reference is this. Lots of times when we're framing a solution, as I think I've referenced before, what folks normally want to know is, well, how can I quickly test it to see if it actually does what you're actually saying it's going to do for me? And I always like to say it's kind of, as I said, turn the next card. So is there a way that I can cheaply, quickly, and easily test the idea at a minimal cost to me? And in that vein, who do I involve? And how will I know if my test is successful? And then I can get some feedback to move me to the next phase. Because not very often, at least from my innovation construct, is it, hey, let's jump from what we're doing all the way to doing it. I want to know how can I test it to see if it gives me some of what you're telling me it'll give me. So I frame it that way so that as you guys make your pitch, one of the things you might want to have in your pitch is a suggestion in terms of how to test it for them. Game? Make sense?
Understood.
All right. So with that said, do you guys actually need any time in your teams, or are you guys ready to go? Because I know I didn't give you a lot of warning. You knew, but I sent the note out.
Yeah, like maybe 3-4 minutes of catching up and then we start.
Game? Does that work? Okay. So Babita and Michael, could we drop people? Let me make sure you guys have this because I thought into their teams and drop them into team rooms. And let's do, once will you shoot them off? Let's do 5 minutes, but you guys need more than 5? You want to tell me what you need?
I think 5 is good.
5 is good. Manal says 10. So I tell you what, let's drop you in. Let's drop you in for 10 and we'll check in.
All right, give me a few minutes and I'll put everybody together.
All right. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Good question. Who is the SXL 1334? If you don't mind, go ahead and switch your names just so I know I put everybody in the right room.
I'm Salmi. Let me.
Okay.
It is so weird. Why is that blue?
Tracy. Sam.
All right, while we're waiting to go in, anybody been to Panama before? Doug? Okay, anybody else? I was just in Panama. Amazing. It's like being in Miami. I had no idea. Doug, did you get, I mean, I was just like, it's like being in Miami.
Yeah, the skyline is pretty impressive,
It
and
is
the
amazing.
amount of businesses that are there is just ridiculous. Yeah.
Correct. I just had to share because I was, and I went to the canal. I'd never been to the canal, didn't really understand what the canal was really about. I was blown away. Just had to say it, blown away.
Were you able to watch the boats rise and fall?
Well, they've done the second set of locks on the other side now.
Right, yeah.
And the locks on this side, there was just a sailboat going through, so I didn't get to see
Okay.
the seriousness of that. Yes, but I saw it on the Morgan Freeman video.
Okay. Yeah.
But what a fantastic place. I'm like, I could retire here. I think I could do that.
Were you in Panama City?
Open.
Panama City, yes. Mhm.
Let's see, did I miss anybody? Should have it.
All right. We'll see you guys a bit. 10 minutes.
All right, Kelly. Okay, Manal, did I not put you in the room? Hold on.
Manal's in team 2.
Okay.
Let's see. We got Kaylee is team 3.
Let's see, Kelly.
Steven is, where's Steven? Steven team. Steven's team 4.
I thought I put you in there, Stephen. Okay, and give me a second.
And Lewis is team 2.
And there's Stephen.
You said Stephen is in 4, right?
Steven's in 4. Yep. Kaylee's in 3.
Kelly 3. And Lewis
Is team 2.
2. Lewis, did I not put you in there already? Because I was gonna say, wait. Thought I put him in there already. All right. I think everybody's assigned.
I we were just moved, and because the thing was messed up. I had to
Okay.
get ready because I felt like they might want to go into their teams before doing their pitches, which is
Gotcha.
I expected. So let's see. 10
So
minutes.
you said 5 minutes. Let's see. We went in at 4:17.
Yeah, 10 minutes total.
10 so okay, so 20 about 4:30.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna go on mute because I'm gonna make a call right quick.
Go ahead. I think because I moved everybody, I didn't assign it, so I'll just keep track and then close the room. Go and get some water. I'll be right back, Michael. So we have about 10 minutes. So usually that's how when they do break rooms, usually he'll do something like that, like have that, already assigned the names. And then when you would hit the breakout rooms, we have a breakout room option. So you would hit the breakout rooms and then just assign people manually. If he provides you who goes where, and if it does it where you could just do it, have the system does it automatically. So
Okay. Sounds good.
yeah, so we got about 10 minutes. I'm gonna grab me some water if you wanna walk away and stretch or whatever you need to do. So about a
Yeah.
little bit after 4:27 or so.
Okay. Sounds
Right
good.
back.
Thanks.
All right, time is up. I'm about to close.
Okay, great. I'm going to stop sharing. Do, 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 do. All right. Is that everybody back? I think so. Let's see
I
a few
did
more.
not automatically get ejected from the breakout room, so there might be some stragglers. I had to manually leave it.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a delay. Like once I close it, it's like I think you guys got like an additional 60 seconds or something before it starts pushing everybody out.
gotcha. Gotcha.
I think we should have everybody by now. I'll start recording.
Excellent. Thank you. In terms of, all right, we're recording. Any questions at all? Any?
Maybe not a question, Everett, but one of our team members is running late, so maybe we could go toward the end.
Okay, so that
Ross,
is,
you cannot take our excuse.
what was that?
You cannot really take our excuse, okay? Our guy is late, not yours.
Ours is a lady.
Yeah, so one of our team members is also going to be joining in sometime. So since Ross said that he wants to go last, we can be second last.
All right. And because I'm going to apologize because I didn't realize I had your name spelled wrong on the page. I just noticed that when I looked up. So my apologies.
Oh, you have misspelled my name?
Yep, I didn't realize it until I just looked now. It says, and I didn't realize it until right now.
Did it autocorrect to pancakes? Because that's one of my nicknames because of autocorrection.
Ah, that could have been the case because I actually tried to be really careful to make sure I spelled everybody's name correct. And I was like, wait a minute, how is that wrong? All right. So anyway, all right, team 2 and team 1 are requesting seconds. All right. And Stephen goes, yeah, I cry. All right. So let's dive in. So team 3 or team 4? Let's rock and roll. Who would like to jump out there and kick us off?
I am almost home. I'm not home just yet. I'm like 3 minutes away, but once I get there, I am ready to rock.
All
We're
right.
team 3, so we can go second, so someone else can go first.
All right. Team 4, you're up.
Do it.
Just so you know, it's not gonna happen like that on the day of.
Yeah. I mean, didn't we agree who starts this time and they're not here again? Okay, cool.
Yeah, we did say 3, yes.
And if you need the ability to share, just let us know if somebody's putting something up on the screen as well.
Oh, yes, I do.
All right.
Sebastian.
Sebastian, yeah.
So just let me know. How does it share? Share. So, okay. So, okay, let's start. Can you see my screen?
We can.
Yep.
Yes.
Good. Then, welcome everyone.
All right, Tamika.
And I apologize. I don't know if you all hear my dog going crazy right now of all times. All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Apologies that I am not on camera today, having some medical challenges today. But thank you for joining us today as we present our pitch to increase job placement rates for graduates of the cybersecurity program for the City of Refuge. We've been working on this for quite a while, and I must say that our team is passionate about this mission because we believe that every graduate should have an opportunity to transition, right, from training to a meaningful career, at least from an entry level. Again, my name is Tamika Neely Dudley, and joining me today, and I think we've been together for a while. I can acknowledge my team members by first name basis. Sebastian, Stephen, Doug, and Baron. We'll start with a brief personal story to help bring our mission to life. And then I'll share the challenge we're addressing as to why we believe a targeted marketing strategy can make a real impact. And then after that, Baron will take a deeper dive into the current situation and how it shapes our approach. So to start us off, I'll turn it over to Stephen, who will share the inspiring journey of one of our program participants, City of Refuge.
Next slide, Sebastian. Okay, so I know I broke all the rules associated with presenting. I already know that, so you guys can beat me up on that on the back end. The reason why there's a lot of text on this one is that I did not want to destroy or take anything away from Mona K's story. Even though I've got all this text, trust me, there's just as much of this text that I didn't put in that I did put in. And I felt it was disingenuous to be able to take out and just put in a sentence or two. Now, even though I have that up there, I know many of you are already reading the information that's on it. That is by design, right? Because it just, the passion and the emotion that comes through in the text is what we really have to feel and understand about the City of the Refuge, right? It really does change lives, especially if somebody gets placed. So there is one piece that I'm going to talk about here, and it's just really that last sentence. I was at work when I received the acceptance letter. I started to cry. I thank God right there in the spot when I saw the words, congratulations. In that moment, I knew without doubt that my life was about to change. That is the reason why I left the text. That's what I wanted to get across to everybody, is that emotion and what we inspire if we can be successful at coming up with a solution for the City of Refuge that moves the needle. That's all I have. We can go to the next chart.
Thank you, Stephen, for sharing that story. It's definitely a powerful reminder of why we are doing what we're doing and why this work matters. So the challenge we're facing is clear. While this program equips the graduates that enter the program with City of Refuge with valuable skills, the job placement rate isn't where we want it to be or what City of Refuge has communicated to us. So that's where we think that a true marketing strategy can help. It's not just about promoting the program, but it is about just kind of understanding our audience, making certain that we are working to like craft the right message and building a connection with the employers in a way that will hopefully help drive some type of action, right, and contribution to them wanting to be a part of the program. So a strategic marketing will of course position the graduates not just as job seekers, but as solutions to real industry needs. And with that in mind, I'll hand it over to Baron, who will now walk us through the situation in more detail.
Hey Byron, you're on mute.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Of course.
And thank you, Tamika. So the situation is that the graduates from the cybersecurity program, maybe they are ready for get employed, for maybe they are ready now for start working in a company. They already completed their studies. Maybe they can have the certifications. But next click, please. But for job placement and for finding jobs, sometimes you need networks. So sometimes you need connections. Sometimes you need to find companies where to put your hands on, so where to work on. So for City of Refuge, making stronger connections with companies, with the environment, with the ecosystem in cybersecurity is going to be very important for finding jobs for all the students. Next one, please. So in our thinking, we were trying to understand what are the real efforts that we have to think about it. So we were thinking that we need to establish a bridge between the talent opportunity and different audiences into the market, into the vibrant ecosystem that we have in Georgia and in Atlanta. Next one, please. So we were exploring several options to make this kind of connections. So in these options, we found one that connect everything on that. So we were thinking in launch a mentorship initiative with professionals, building an advisory board to guide the curriculum and placement, engage IT firms, government agencies, and tech association, and amplify the graduate success stories through marketing efforts. So when we think about how can we connect all these dots, all these audiences toward one unified message, we can say that we need better communication, better connection, a better message. So that is a right marketing strategy, very well done, developed. Next.
Yes, and here I take over from Byron. So I think like what our objective is, and Byron like highlighted the whole mission. Now we're coming like closer to describe what we want to achieve with our marketing strategy. And at the end of the day, it's increasing the awareness for the city of refuge to the amazing training the students have received and show the value everyone has if you hire the graduates. And also like after some interviews with the city of refuge, we hear that like boosting the attendance at on-site events is a major key for this, because when people come on site, they're usually more willing to help and be more engaged in general in the whole program and the city of refuge. So we would like to address this as well in our marketing campaign. And this will at the end lead to improve placement rates, and which at the end is like a double win as well for the students, because they keep more motivated knowing that the chances to find a job is higher, but also enabling the more cohorts at the city of refuge at the end of the day, which helps the community to have like more people placed in a situation as Monique, where she gets like a second education. So this is like our whole objective, what we want to achieve. And then to achieve a marketing strategy, we need to like really target it also like the audience. So like who do we think do we need to reach out? And also this is like we have to make some studies here and see like what is available and how can we do it. I mean, we could all write like an email to the top 500 CEOs, something like this in the US, but we know this would not be feasible. You know, like reaching out and making $1 million marketing campaign on LinkedIn is maybe not really like the right approach for the city of refuge. So while we like have a really like targeted audience, or like a small group of people who cannot help us in Atlanta, which would be executives who make decisions in companies, we cannot only focus on those people because we don't have the financial means to reach those people. So our idea is to have a two-stage approach later for a marketing campaign, which addresses, first of all, decision makers. We have like C-level executives, then the HR and talent acquisition team for entry-level positions, as well as the DEI officers. So this is kind of clear, but I think what Stephen did in the beginning and showed like emotionally how this is moving to people, and this is such a good story to share. We would also love to share the stories like with people who know C-level people, you know, like a partner at home, the kids in school. Like if you see something like, oh, I saw this ad or I saw this article and it really moved me because it changed people's life. And if you talk at a dinner table about this in the evening, this is like, maybe it's more feasible for like our approach and like for the small circle of people we need to reach. Yes, and to undermine or to underline our approach here, we did a market analysis where I head back to Byron.
Thank you, Sebastian. So as we were talking about a market. When people is finding jobs, they are going to a labor market. And we have to understand what is the labor market, talking about the cybersecurity program. So according to several sources, especially to CyberSec, the labor cybersecurity market in Georgia is highly active. So there is an estimated of over 44,000 employee workforce now working into the companies, but there are about 17,000 open position for the cybersecurity market right now in Georgia. Talking about what they are requiring, there are some good news, because one of the top certifications that are required for example, a cybersecurity analyst is the CompTIA Security Plus certification. And that is one of the certification that have been using in City of Refuge for training the people and getting certified these people. And the Atlanta cybersecurity job market is booming as well, with a projected of 32% growth in these roles between 2022 and 2032. Talking about the companies that are looking for these kind of roles, so we found that the CISOs that are on board with companies headquartered in Atlanta area, there are 176 companies in Atlanta area with CISO jobs that highly potential are looking for cybersecurity roles. So there is a good opportunity to the City of Refuge for finding jobs for the people, transforming lives, and giving new opportunities for people. What we have to do is to understand the market, make the connection, and reach the people to locate a better life for these people. Back to you, Tamika.
Actually, it's me, Bear. So I know we're edging on 15 minutes, so I'll be very quick about this. Our goal is to connect C-level executives with a direct pipeline of exceptional talent from the City of Refuge. The message is very, very simple. If you're not tapping into this network, you're missing out on extraordinary people. We ask executives to share their success stories within their network to share to reach more decision makers. And finally, our call to action is for 1 hour monthly mentorships, site visits, or tailored partnerships that align with their goals.
And with this, we thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys. So what we'd like to do now, good job. Give him a hand. First one out of the box. So we'd like to give some feedback in the context, you guys know how I like to do it. I like, I wish, I wonder. So what do you like? What do you wish? What do you wonder as you've listened to the pitch from the team? And again,
I've got a couple items I wrote down.
Wayne.
So I like the clarity on what the challenge is right up front. I liked the value proposition to the City of Refuge and the secondary proposition, or sorry, to the students, and then the secondary proposition back to the City of Refuge, where they can advertise their program. That was really nice. I really liked using a personal story, which was previous feedback all of us had been given. However, on that personal story, as you mentioned, I would wish there was less text, but I understand what you're saying. So Steve, consider an audio clip or a video clip. At first I wrote down that I wish there was more detail on the marketing efforts, but honestly, you guys went into a lot of that at the end, so I crossed that out. And then I wonder, what does the City of Refuge do today in relation to curriculum decisions? And that's in regard to you speaking about forming a, I forget the words you used, but an advisory board, I believe. And the reason I wonder that is I think I remember them mentioning that they do something like that. So it's possible they might already be doing that. You might know more than I. I just wanted to mention that in case you wanted to research it a little further. But otherwise, The presentation was excellent. Great job, team.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
Others?
Yeah, I'll say +1 on the comments about the testimonial up front. The personal story was really, really great. It felt like there was a long buildup to get to it. And so I think it may have more impact, right, if it's a quick hit on the slide. And then if you want to talk more about, the impact of the testimonial, again, my opinion would be do that after you've read through the statement, and you might have a better impact. I felt like I was trying not to read it right on the screen. I kept waiting and waiting for it to get there. I ultimately did read it, and then it did lessen it when you said it a little bit, because I had already read through it for myself.
That's fair.
Thanks, Davey. Others?
Yeah, for me, definitely like the way that you guys went through it. You already mentioned a little bit of consciousness on the timepiece. But just like the solution you're really trying to get at, focusing on the C-level executives, are these the people that are going to have time and are making the hiring decisions for the entry level, right? Are you going after really the right target? Maybe that's the way to get the foot in the door. You talk to my CEO, I don't know if he'll get back to you. If you talk to me, I might say hi. So just had a thought around that one, but love the detail and also the market research that you guys brought to the table. I think that data definitely helps make your pitch a lot more robust.
Thank you.
Others?
So only negatives about my slide alone? Is that it? Is that really
I started with positives about your slide.
Yeah, I gave you props. It was a great slide.
I get. I'm only kidding. Thank you guys for your input.
All right, so a couple of things from my perspective, similar. I really liked, so upfront, framing your challenge, simple, clear. Same thing, Stephen, I'm gonna put a fine point on it. It is a powerful statement that she actually has. Actually, I would probably read the whole thing, but I wouldn't set it up. I would just read it because it is so powerful. But as soon as you put something on the screen, people start reading. And therefore, when you're talking, they're literally reading while you're talking, and it's a miss. That's just, it's nature of the beast. But
so your best way to handle that, to Everett's point too, is most slide programs have a comments section so that you can read through that while you're presenting, and you can read that verbatim, not have to worry about having to memorize it, and leave maybe some of the key highlights from her quote on the slide itself.
Yeah, great
Thank
point.
you, Lewis.
Spot on.
I love it. Thank you.
Because it really does draw you in. And the last part you read was the draw in, but we were already kind of in this place of reading. So it's a powerful piece. And the other thing I want you guys to think about, and again, I'm not saying, again, feedback is feedback. You decide what you do with it. All right.
It's a gift.
It's a gift. There was a lot of information here. And what I found myself doing was going, okay, your solution was all the way at the end. I almost would have liked it kind of further up and then give me some data in context of, oh, how does this solution address the things that you're referring to? Because I kind of I worked my way through the data to go, oh, okay, now here's their solution. I almost would like it to see it sooner and then only a few pieces of clarity. Because to Doug's point, you were 15 minutes. And so it's a little long. And just, I know it doesn't feel that way, but it actually can feel that way to the audience. So something to think about. The other thing I want you to
25 slides at one point, Everett.
Say it one more time.
We had over 25 slides at one point. So we
trust me.
Right.
You're absolutely right, though.
But trust me, as the guy who's dealt with 100-page slides at Coke, trust me, I totally understand, because you're trying to put all your information out there. But again, just something to think about, because you're trying to capture your audience and give them kind of something that they can grab and hold on to. So just, again, something to be aware of.
I do like the idea of putting that at the beginning, like as a hook.
Right.
And then supporting it with the
and then
information.
supporting the rationale as you then talk about it and making points. Now, you guys didn't present before, did you, when we talked? I'm trying to remember.
Yes. Tamika did.
Okay, Tamika did. That's right. So it's just one of those things. And I'm not saying yay or nay, or just something to think about. Having everybody present, I get the context of let's talk team and the team was all involved. But every time you switch a presenter, I want you to just understand this from an audience perspective. I now switch literally to a different context of a person. I'm listening to intonation, I'm listening to sound, I'm listening to language. It's just the nature of the beast. I'm literally, I want you to get this, getting to know a different presenter every time. It's just the nature of the beast. And I as the audience person has to do that. I have to do that. And it can be distracting for some people. For others, it is not. So I'm not saying shift it. I'm saying be aware. And here's the main thing to be aware of is energy levels. If Doug's talking and his energy's here, and Sebastian comes in and his energy's here, it's just the nature of the beast. It's one of those things. So again, I'm not saying shift, I'm just saying be aware. And so figure out what things you can do to not have the energy type things happen. Just something to think about. But I really liked the solution construct. The question I'd have you think about is, okay, how do we, and give them something quick and easy, how do you potentially go test that as a potential other item? That's kind of all I got. Anybody else, as you thought about it while we were talking? Any other comments for this team?
Just curious what the appropriate length of the presentation is.
Well, in general, notice I said 5 to 7. I'm gonna be frank. I'll tell you where I ended up. I give you 5 to 7, but I kind of think max is really kind of 10. I'm just giving you what kind of holds. It's an attention span thing for folks.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. And again, the way to kind of get at that is to think about, what do you think is the 3 most important things this audience needs, City of Refuge needs to hear? Because remember, they can always go back and research it. They can always go back and get stuff, but what's the most important stuff they need to hear about challenge and why this solution addresses that challenge in the most powerful way possible for them? But good stuff in there, guys. All right. But this is what we're doing. We're driving it forward. Okay, next team.
That would be us.
Awesome.
I'm gonna share the presentation.
Can I go ahead and share, or do you want me to?
Oh, yes.
Okay, got you. Let's see if it wants to be nice to me today.
Fingers crossed.
Are you able to see it?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Sweet.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for being here today. I am excited to present to you our post-graduation community engagement platform. Our group is named Tech Connect, and we're super excited to share with you how we feel we can impact your program. My name is Rebecca Kamen, and I'm a CEO and founder of Inspire Atlanta. And also on our team, we have Mara Green. She's not here today. She's a trainer, advanced trainer in Lottery Enterprise Solutions.
And hey, everybody, I'm Steve Dion from SecureWorks.
Hey there, I'm Trinell Pierce from OpenGov.
I'm Davey Smith from Home Depot.
And I'm also Kaylee Kuhn from the Home Depot Software Engineering Manager.
Yes, and we are Tech Connect, and we're excited to present to you today our program. So the City of Refuge offers many programs, one being for cybersecurity, and they provide job placement through training and support. However, after graduation, it becomes a bit difficult to find a job, and I think that everyone's very familiar with that. Me, personally, I've gone through a boot camp. I have also gone and gotten my degree, and even with all of that education, I struggled finding and landing an entry-level job. So for me, I had to look for mentors. I would go on forums and come up with new ways to try to find the help that I needed. Mentorship was key for me. LinkedIn was key for me, sending those DMs out, congratulating people intentionally, and just letting everybody know what I was trying to do. But ultimately, for me, I had to create my own path and start off in tech support and try and pivot that way. So that was my story and my journey. So I'm really passionate about helping other people. It's something that I look to do every day. So we want to be able to expose students to a wider range of corporate career options, something that we're really passionate about. We want to create a digital alumni network or an online community where current students can connect and embed a structured networking opportunity with local tech professionals as well. So this is what we are looking to offer. I am going to pass it off to Steve so we can discuss the proposed solution that we have.
For sure. I'm going to cover that one for us today. So, the big thing that we came up with here is we want to make a dedicated post-graduation platform to help strengthen our retention. And so there are a couple big pieces to this platform that we're going to talk about. The first one is, of course, making this digital platform, making a brand new bespoke platform, potentially integrating into existing ones today. So guys can find those job leads, find the questions, mentors, really that support that you need once you've gone through the program. You're maybe still looking for your first job, or even when you're just starting out, you need that community. We have an AI support enhanced chatbot. We want to think about live events and office hours, of course, bring value, bring people together. But the ecosystem partners is one that's going to be super critical for us, right? We can have TAG, we can have incubators, different tech associations come and host different tech talks, let them post internship opportunities or even have a panel opportunities there. So new people coming can learn more about the industry and even find connections and build connections, kind of like our story at the beginning. We also want to think more than just tech, right? What are just more things to help upskill you? Soft skills are super, super critical, but also just coordination with project coordination, working with customer success, business analysis. These are tools that employers are looking for that you may not get just through traditional learning. And then, of course, a way to highlight that success and share feedback. As we're looking at this platform, a couple of pieces of data that we really want to focus in on. The biggest ones, I'm not going to go through this exhaustively, are monthly active users. How many people are returning to the platform versus how many people are just using it one time, right? How sticky can we keep this platform? From the mentoring perspective, are people able to connect and find those connections? You know, when you're, of course, when you're trying to hire someone new in your company, someone that you know and you've worked with just holds so much more weight because you know their work ethic. We also want to look at the career outcomes, right? Cool, we can go build this platform, get people on board, get people using it, but how are we actually changing people's lives by helping them get employed? And are they also getting roles outside of just IT? Those are the big things that we want to focus on from a data perspective. And so we wanted to actually go ahead and show you guys a super quick demo of what this looks like. So we actually built a working prototype of this refugee alumni network here. As a user coming in, you'd be able to go see this dashboard of a bunch of different tools. We have a built-in job board where people can post jobs, learn more about them. You can also get intake from other places like Indeed and potentially LinkedIn. We mentioned the Learning Hub. How do you go through maybe pre-book courses or go join different opportunities that you can find through this community? We think about this community as like, you know, everyone came through the same way, came through some different challenges. You know, we might be able to build a really, really powerful cohort going this way. Additionally, a way to host events, right? Maybe alumni can host events with their company to give themselves some extra recognition. And again, building this, sharing your story, just that motivation that you need after you've been denied for 100, interviews or job posting. How do you keep going? And of course, opportunity to sign up, find mentors and different pieces like that. So this is just a quick thing that we threw together, but this is something that we could potentially give to the city of Refuge to continue development and be able to launch this at a pretty low cost. All right. Last one here is, how do we introduce this? So first, building this platform. So select a platform to launch on. We already have a good start with the demo that we just shared, but also these other platforms like LinkedIn, Circle, and Slack have these community-based outreaches that we can consider leveraging already. We also want to build a community. How do we tap into their recent alumni that have graduated to help seed that initial piece, the new, students that are coming in? How would we help them there? And then also expanding that to incubators, to other companies with that connection. And then, of course, we want to look at the results and continue to build them. Those stories are going to be so, so powerful. How do we offer those live events? Most of us are, at home or spend a lot of time in front of our computer. We want to go get out and make some new connections along the way. And then, of course, we want to continue to iterate on this platform and continue to build it out. So with that, stop sharing and see if y'all have any questions.
Thank you.
All right, give my hand. Oh,
took me a minute to find the button.
The virtual. I know it took me a minute to find. Yeah, unmute. All right, good job. So for this team, what do you like? What do you wish? What do you wonder? Let's help them out.
I'll jump in first. To be fair, the first chart had too many words on it. I would try to simplify that message and cut it down a little bit, to be fair. The chart that had the numerical numbers swinging around and the discussion that you were doing on that one, phenomenal. I love that chart. It really drew me into the presentation. I thought you guys knocked it over the fence in that particular one. And lastly, Rebecca, I love your jacket.
You had to throw it on and get in the beginning.
You did good. I got
Steve,
good
next time
job,
I need
guys.
to deliver any bad news, I'm calling you. 'Cause that sounded awesome.
All right, others. Thanks, Stephen.
I also liked how you provided insight into how you measured success, like those success factors. Those were great. And ending with the actual demo to give us a visual for those visual people who could, better relate to your presentation, I think were just excellent.
Good point.
Yeah,
Awesome.
+1 on the demo aspect. I think that was clearly kind of like called out all the key features on the prototype that you guys had. That was very insightful. The only feedback I would say is just have you guys tried this prototype with any insight into any users that you've tried with, or is this being used currently by any UAT users? If you have any data, that would be additional information to share.
I'll add to, I definitely like the model. It was great to see something tangible being shown and demoed to the audience. And I love how you included not only technical aspect, but non-technical aspects inside of that model. So I thought that was real cool. So I liked it.
Well, I agree with a lot of that. The demo, the tool was fantastic. I agree with Steven that, there could have been less info on some of the slides. I found myself reading some of them. I personally liked how each of you introduced yourselves, although that might not be advisable based on Everett's previous advice. We'll see what he thinks about that, but I liked it. And I really liked that a personal story was incorporated. And the time of the whole thing was to the specified time. Great job.
All right, others. All right. Actually, introduction was actually great. Different than everybody presenting that. So introduction of the team, having people just kind of quickly get to know, that's absolutely fine. So again, just even before I didn't say it's not that it's wrong, it's just something to think about. I really like the framing of the challenge. Where is it? I actually liked the fact that you gave it a name, RAN. I like the fact that that stuck with me immediately, right? And as someone said, the actual graphic of the circle. The only question for me is, you might want to decide, oh, I'm going to step in here or step in there. I actually liked the visual, and you walked through it very succinctly. It was clear. On the demo, absolutely fantastic demo. Here's my only thing, potential suggestion. Make the demo, reference the demo as, let me walk you through the demo as a person, as a single person will walk through the demo. I almost wanted the demo to feel personal. It's like, here, Susie is walking through the demo. Let me show you what she sees. That again, it makes it, oh, it's me. It's not about a group. It's actually about a person. That would be the only potential ad I would throw out there. And last thing for me is, again, how would they test it? It was referenced low cost. As soon as you said it, what started flowing in my mind is, what's that number? Is there a number out there? Can you give me a range or something? What does low cost mean? And that's because you guys know I'm a red. That's where reds go. We want to know cost and timing.
Awesome.
I didn't
Really
get
appreciate
that. Could you try again?
Not you, Siri. I was talking to Rebecca.
Love that. Thank you so much. I took some notes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, something.
And your Siri.
Everything went. Oh, that was Siri.
Yeah,
That's
Siri did jump in one time. Yes.
Your AI is taking over.
Clearly. Go ahead, Rebecca. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, no, that's great feedback from everyone. Thank you so much. I think it's spot on, and it'll just make things even better. So I appreciate that. I'm sure we all do.
Yes, thank y'all so much. And I'll just throw us under the bus just a little bit. That demo was vibe coded in 30 minutes with Claude
baby.
Code. So just so people know what you can do with vibe coding in the real world, wanted y'all to know about that, and a little plug for Claude Code, which is like the best tool right now.
Can you drop a link?
Of course.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Let's keep it moving. Watching our time here. Who's next?
All right, team one. I'm going to be sharing our screen for the group.
Oh, maybe like to mute.
Dustin, you want me to start, or you want to get started and then I do the demo? I think that would be good. We can start with the introductions.
Sure, yeah, let's do that. So we are Team Tech Support. I'm Dustin Bearden.
I'm Bianca Frails.
I'm Sam Jacobs.
Yeah, I'm Pankaj Mishra, and I work for Home Depot.
All right, and we are.
So just to let everybody know, you guys have taken our name, so we have to change our name on the fly.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems, and I like the new name actually. It seems like his is a little grainy. So whoever has the slides, if you can advance the slides, I'll go through it. So we have a tool that is designed to empower the graduates through connection. We really understand what the issue is. The challenge is that most City of Refuge students, the graduates, they aren't able to secure entry-level jobs. As you guys know, these jobs are drying up after graduation. It can also be difficult for them for City of Refuge to track progress, to demonstrate the impact that they've had on their students' lives. They have a traditional mentorship model, but that model lacks personalization, and it's not super sustainable because it's difficult to engage mentors for a long period of time with those graduates. So we have, next slide. So we have a vision. And our vision is to focus on relationships instead of just focusing on resumes. I think that we really focus on skills forward, and there's no doubt that they've all have the skills once they graduate the program. But relationships are what people hire those who they know, they like, and trust. And so relationships are what's going to make the biggest difference. So the platform that we have built, well, Pankaj built, hold on, go back.
We have it.
The platform that we have built, we've all contributed to, but Pankaj actually built it and it worked. It's super cool. It helps connect program graduates to people in the ecosystem. It creates opportunity, but most importantly, it gives them visibility and long-term support. Okay, now next slide. Does anybody want to jump in for the solution or?
Go ahead, Sam.
I was actually going to suggest that just diving into the demo would probably be the most compelling. And I should note that we've also gotten City of Refuge's input into our product. So what we're going to demo is kind of a functioning application that really does emphasize relationship over resume.
Awesome. So I'm gonna help with help of Dustin. I'm gonna talk about this application which I have built, which we have built. Sorry, you guys. This application is fully functioning, is deployed basically in production. There is only one functionality of this which does not work right now. Apart from that, there are a couple of considerations which Everett mentioned, is how much it is going to cost. We have tried to make sure that it costs $0 to start with until it scales to a level where, you know, the free cannot handle. The environment used here are Supabase for database and for authentication authorization. And let's talk about non-technical details now about this app. So this app has when you sign in, you can go to complete setup. So if you can click on complete setup, Dustin, and yep. So it goes through this questionnaire of like, hey, what kind of support areas do you really need? So you can click through what you're going through, then you can click next. And then what is your current situation? Emergency housing, transition housing, job training, life skills. You can just click one of those, then hit next. Now you can go through what are your life goals. You know, it's taking that personal stature from start to the end, which Bianca mentioned in our slide, right? So you can click next, and then here you just choose your language preferences, because not everybody in the City of Refuge is going to be speaking English, right? So hit next, and then what it does is it's going to ask for your preferences. What kind of mentor do you really want, right? So you can choose multiple options, okay? And then you can hit find matches. When you hit find matches, it actually goes through a database of mentors, which City of Refuge should manage. But the database is there and the data is there, which I created myself with the help of, again, Cloud Code, which was mentioned earlier, vibe coding.
And just to jump in briefly on this feature, and I think one of the reasons why we felt it was important is because City of Refuge mentioned that mentorships are kind of a 50-50 if they work or if they don't. And what we felt is that could be due to kind of a power dynamic or a mismatch between the mentor and the mentee. And so this experience gives the mentee more agency over that mentorship experience so that they can set their preferences and they can see people in the network who would match those preferences and feel more empowered as they start that conversation.
Yeah. A couple of things which is not shown here today is because I have reached my Gemini limits, but it actually gives you reasoning behind. So it takes your preferences, matches against you know, the database of coaches which we have. It does the matching and figures out, you know, what is the reasoning behind the top 3 mentors which we are suggesting here, and that is done via AI. So that's the AI component where it will suggest all that and give you the reasoning. The next piece to this is the event, right? Where connection is very important, and the gamification of that, how to build networks, right? So if you click on AI conferences, so it will go through weekly and update a database with all the data coming from Eventbrite and all other sources which we want to punch in there. Right now it is live, getting the data from Eventbrite on everything which is happening around. And if you click on register now, it should take you to the page of where the event is happening, how to register and all that, right? And then
I was going to add, the reason that we included this piece is because we found that in person is how those relationships are met. And there was mention that that the students, they may have the hard skills, the technical skills, but making sure that they have practice networking, being in the room with the people that are in their industry. It gives them an opportunity to find multiple exposures, and I even find events that are near to them in their neighborhood, but also you can select free. And ideally, there would be some sponsors that could maybe sponsor a couple of registrations to these events, just so that they can make sure that they're able to connect with people in the industry out in the real world, because those relationships is really what makes a difference when you're getting a job.
Yeah. So you can actually click on I am interested, and it gives you 5 points, and it will really give you 5 points right now. Then you can go to my events, and it will show that, hey, you have you have shown interest in that, but go ahead and register and click registered so that you get another 20 points. Now it keeps them motivated about this whole progress by looking at the leaderboard itself. So if we click on leaderboard, there you go. It actually shows who in the cohort, whatever the training program they have going on in that year, is leading in making these connections, right? So right now, all this is, the points is driven from the factor that they have registered, that they have shown interest, and all that points add up, and then they can go to the event itself, and then they mark attended, they get more points. And then if they provide notes on who all they made connections with, they get even more points. So you can kind of keep them motivated and interested in doing better making better connections. Also in the coach, which one of the only functionality which is not implemented is when you actually connect weekly with your coach, or bi-weekly or monthly, you basically get more points, right? So right now it's not implemented. That's the only feature which is not implemented in this whole app. Apart from that, everything else is implemented. If you can click on profile, it will show you, your profile, your support areas and everything. You can see your matching score. You can see your activity, right? Since he has not attended any events, you won't get that, but it will show everything, and a sign out functionality to sign out of it.
And 2 more comments. One, I guess in our discussions with City of Refuge, they said gamification is something that they've tried to do for some time, but they just haven't been able to land. So they were very excited about that feature. And then even something as basic as the profile, we did hear that they were having trouble keeping track of people after they left the program. So this would potentially be a good way to get good contact information for folks.
Yeah, so this was again Vibe/coded using Claude Code and myself, but all the ideas came from Sam, Bianca, and Dustin. I just absorbed all that and had a vision. So we all kind of gathered together and tried to scratch pad it and got this out there. And right now it costs $0, and that's how I wanted it to be for City of Refuge. Dustin, you want to take this, or?
Yeah, I believe that much of this we've talked about already going through the app, but it works because it's built on principles that have been proven in other organizations. The agency increases the mentorship success. It gives the students the autonomy to choose and schedule on their time. And the gamification really encourages the retention and the ability to continue to go and attend events and engage with not just City of Refuge, but with people in the community that will ultimately help them in finding a job when post-graduation. And as well, it will help City of Refuge stay connected to the alumni long-term by providing crucial contact and a way to get in touch with them. And then beyond the app, obviously Pankaj pointed out that we wanted this to be a $0 investment for them initially, with obvious areas of improvement going forward. It is an offline ready and people first program as well. Whether that's City of Refuge printing lists and creating physical point trackers in the classrooms, and then keep managing a database of mentors and who can be worked with and who are really interested in working with these students. That those two pieces of data, so to speak, is where the City of Refuge has been lacking so far, and where we hope that our app can come in and improve their processes. And then using community meetups to build the engagement again with the AI events, and really just giving students a place where they can go and find all the events in their area. So let's build this bridge together and co-pilot this solution with the City of Refuge.
Awesome. All right. Oh, is that a wrap? Excellent. Good job. Give those guys a hand as well. I'll use my reaction thing. Good job. All right. What do you like? What do you wish? What do you wonder?
I'll go first. I definitely like the model. I always like anything that's demonstrated that kind of shows how your solution works. So I definitely love how you all went into that. I wonder if from an analytics measuring, like metrics data, like how is that incorporated into the application, or is that something like how would the City of Refuge retrieve that information to determine, if it's meeting whatever measurements or target marks?
Yeah, an admin dashboard basically right now, which is not in there. But a simple admin dashboard can display all the data related to each user and what step they are in, how many events they have attended or they have shown interest on, and if they have shown interest on but it is paid, they can also see that because it is paid. Maybe that's why they are not joining, so they can actually get all that stats and then say, okay, I think I have 10 guys who are 10 people who are interested in this. Why not me reach out to this particular conference and figure out if I can, get it for free or at a discount for City of Refuge. And suddenly you have 10 people attending a networking event, and so on and so forth. All that data is already getting stored. Every single click, every single point is getting stored in the database today.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Others.
I like the user-centric design. It was very clear that you listened to feedback from City of Refuge and built your features around it. The research you did actually, kind of drove the design within the app. That was great. I think that also will increase the usage of the app. So the adoption will be more natural. So I thought that was awesome. I wonder how City of Refuge will be able to maintain this. You said zero cost, but there are some tasking or something that someone would need to do. So I just wonder about that.
Yeah, actually really good question, right? Developers don't come at cheap cost, right? It's gonna cost if somebody has to code it. But we as a team have at least understood that pain point and have taken the app to a level that even if they have to hire a developer or two, it shouldn't be an effort more than 10, 15 days in today's environment. So that it is at minimum. Also, I have a friend who has in past worked with City of Refuge and has a consulting firm. So we did suggest that, hey, after this, whenever we are done presenting this, if you want this to be adopted by City of Refuge, I can connect with them. And I myself will lend my services as well a little bit, how much I can, to keep the cost at minimum, but have a functioning product with them, see the adoption, like keep it cheap. If it fails, there was not much loss to anybody. For me, I just gained more knowledge, that's how I am seeing it. So it's a really good question, and I think it's fail fast approach that if it is not going to get adopted, we did not lose much of money either.
Gotcha.
What I
I
liked,
hope that answers your question.
what I liked was the interactive piece of it, right? That user experience that you went through. I think that was phenomenal. And Panache, if I don't pronounce it wrong, excuse me,
on
but
the edge.
you got some
Okay.
phenomenal skills. You got some phenomenal skills, dog. I'm gonna just tell you, you just knocked it out. The only concern I have is you talked about a database and maintaining it. I don't know if City of Refuge has staff to be able to do that, because with any database, you have to maintain it, and it's going to take people and resources. We both know that part of it. From the last part, I liked your presentation, but it went long. We all know that, but that didn't cause me not to enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. What you might want to do is stage a person in the audience to actually use and demo it while you guys are up there. It may come across better from a presentation standpoint. Just an idea that popped in my head. I don't know if it would work, but it would be a little bit more time on time and not necessarily, and then it would give the visual aspect of it. So I don't know if that's clear. Maybe use somebody to actually control it. Yeah.
So let me answer the question, two questions which you had over there, right? First one is a question, second one is a feedback. So I'm going to answer the question, not the feedback. Feedback is going to be just taken. Database. Every single piece in this application is thought from the perspective that how can City of Refuge not manage anything? So everything is actually a managed service. So even the database itself used here is called Supabase, which is actually a managed service. Authentication authorization is also a managed service. So they don't have to manage. I can actually maybe give me 15, 20 minutes and I can add Google authorization, Facebook authorization, you name it, LinkedIn authorization. Anything can be added in this app. Right now, it is just an email-based authentication, but every single thing is managed service, and it is managed for free up until 50 GB of data, plus 50,000 requests per month they have for free. So I think it's set up in a way that if in a month or two they decided that it's not working for them, they can just leave it be and $0.
Gotcha. All right. Any others? All right, just a couple from me. Once again, love because you guys have created what I call memorable phrases. Relationships versus resumes is a memorable phrase. It's just, it grabs you. You go, I get that. Now, to that end, so I like that. What might even punch it up even more is to actually have a personal story up front of an actual mismatch in terms of the relationship, because that's what you actually step right into with your ability to select a mentor. Your whole point is, wow, selecting your mentor, having some ways to do that really gives you a leg up in terms of building that relationship. So you might use a personal story of some sort as an example to actually get there. Really like as well the competitive construct, the whole leaderboard construct. I think that is, people are inherently potentially competitive. So, and again, that gets the tracking piece. And I think it was Dustin who did the way it works. Was that Dustin who did that slide?
Yes.
Okay. Suggestion there, potentially have that slide animate. Don't put them all up because we immediately start reading all of them and you're talking. But I love the things that you said about each of your lines. It's just let them animate in, because then we follow you a lot better. And I like the call to action as well. I wonder because you went to the conferences piece, what seemed like a potential disconnect for me was you went from this whole relationship to resumes to you jumped immediately to conferences. And if I'm not practiced in terms of even building relationships, going to a conference, it just seemed like that was a leap for me. Even though I want to go to conferences, I don't know how to show up at a conference and really take advantage of it. So maybe there's something you can reference in there about how to practice or get someone practiced in the context of going to that. So great stuff all around. I think all of these are, I think this is going to be really interesting for City of Refuge when they hear each and every one of these. So, all right, last one. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Team 2.
Okay, welcome City of Refuge, our guests, and our esteemed colleagues from the TAG Association. We want to thank you for your time and attention today. And I'd like to start by introducing the team. We are Team 2 Mentor Match. And I'll just pause right here to say, listening to the rest of you, everyone announce themselves. We're going to probably move to that for the final presentation. But for now, I'll just say we have AJ, Manal, Salmi, Keisha, Lewis, and myself, Wayne. Next slide, please. The City of Refuge, pictured in this building here, has been in this building for over 26 years and is founded to help individuals and families transition out of crisis. It offers services in health and wellness, housing, youth development, and job training. And a recent addition to the job training is the cybersecurity program, which includes 35 weeks of training and certification in top-tier industry programs, preparing students for entry-level jobs in the cybersecurity field. And we have a few metrics that are placed up here to show the impact in 2024 of the City of Refuge. You can go to the next slide. During our introductory meeting with Ron Cofield at the City of Refuge, we were presented with a list of business challenges. We immediately gravitated toward the mentorship program and how to best utilize technology to support the systems and processes. Our subsequent site visits reinforced our understanding of how the mentorship program plays a vital role in supporting the cybersecurity students while they navigate through personal and professional challenges. During the initial presentation, Ron mentioned that 40% of the mentorship pairings flourished. We wondered what's going on with the other 60%. How can this be improved? Ron also mentioned issues related to time commitments, mismatched pairings, and a lack of support infrastructure. We believe these issues are leading to fatigue and drop-off. We don't see this as a people problem. We see it as a system problem. We believe the solution lies in rethinking the mentorship experience as a dynamic, tech-enabled journey, not just a series of conversations. If we can build stronger matches, provide better guidance, and foster ongoing engagement, we can multiply the program's impact. Technology isn't just a tool, it's a bridge to deeper connection and growth. And with that said, I'd like to turn the next part of the presentation over to my colleague, Manal.
Thank you, Wayne. So as we understand, there is a need to enhance the mentorship program, but scaling without structure often leads to increased risk. With affordable and accessible AI and matchmaking technologies, along with established group of mentors and mentees at the City of Refuge, the intent is to amplify and accurately pair the right mentee and mentor through a dedicated platform. The milestones, the solution and milestones that we have. Next slide, AJ. So the first milestone would be the mentor-mentee intake through our application. The next phase would be the mentee and mentor goals. There would be a matching process, an engagement between the mentor and mentee through the application, and also an engagement with our team and the City of Core to understand the refinements of the platform with a seamless handoff to the City of Refuge. with that, I'm going to ask Somi and AJ to walk us through the application.
Sure. Thank you. While AJ is going to pull up the tool, good afternoon, everyone. Today, we are really excited to walk you through our mentorship match application that we have. It's basically a smart, intuitive platform that is meant to connect our mentees with the right mentors, trying to hit the problem statement we had on slide 1. As we're walking through this demo, there's 3 different personas that would interact with this application. One is a mentee. Mentee is someone who's trying to look for the guidance, upskillings of any industry-specific mentorship that they need. And a mentor is someone who's experienced professional who's willing to give their time back to the community and share their expertise. And the third persona is an admin, who is basically going to be City of Refugee in this case, who will be managing this application, accesses any security, engagement, quality of the platform, everything would be the admin role that they're going to play. So as a mentee, so I'm going to walk through this prototype as a mentee. As a mentee, I come here and I can go to that settings session right there and and then be able to set my profile. So basically, I'll be setting my profile, creating all my information, all my personal information, putting in the skills that I'm looking for that I wanted to get, get expertise on. Industry settings, and for example, you're gonna leadership or customer experience, or in my profile I put in like I want to get interview skills, I want to get mock interviews. So as a mentee, I can set that up, and as well as for mentors, you can also set that skills up here. But I'm going to walk through as a mentee first. Then once I've set this up, the next thing is I can also go in and set my goals. What are my goals? What do I really look out of this program? What are the goals I want to set in this program? I can set my goals here. So as Minal was going through that set, once I set my goals, my profile, the next thing that we're going to do is matching. And that's where the key aspect of this application comes in. There's an algorithm-based recommendation that matches the mentees to the mentors. How we do that is basically we're going to give a rating, and the rating is based on all the information that the user have put into it, right? Like the skills, the goals, the expertise, my experience level, everything is considered, and the algorithm that does its right matching and gives a match percentage that you will see in this match right here. So you'll get a 50% match or a 40% match. And based on that information, the mentee can make their, who they want to connect with. They can probably do that. So the next part of this application is once they figure out who they're matched and they want to connect, they can start their engagement right there. So they can go and either message that person through the portal that we have. They can message the user with, hey, I want to connect with you, start making some connections. And once they get a response back from the users on the connection they connected, they can go and, once the connection is made, they can wait for the response. And then they can go and schedule those sessions here in the tool as well. And so you can schedule the sessions right here. They can look up with the availability of the mentees and mentors here. They can schedule the session, and the calendar is going to be their area to come in and make sure that what is my upcoming sessions. And we also have features like, we can send email alerts and notifications prior to the sessions as well. The next part of that is once you had that established connection, you have the session set up, you can go back to your goals and be able to set milestones and be able to track that engagement with your mentee, the mentors. They can set milestone. Okay, within 3 months, I want to be able to get to this level. Within 6 months, this is my goal. They can set those milestones and be able to track that along with the feedback, and everything can be also tracked within this tool. So now I'm going to pass it over to AJ, who can go over the administrative and other aspects of the tool.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Somi. So one thing that was really critical is the ability to enable City of Refuge to have control over the connections that are occurring and be able to see behavior. So as part of that, the ability to manage the matches that occur. So if, for example, there is a relationship that's no longer beneficial to both parties, they can choose to disconnect those parties. Users can also do that to themselves, but this allows City of Refuge to step in, also allows them to see, okay, how many messages have been sent between these users? What's the match score? When was it created? You can see how many sessions they've had. So a little bit of analytics on what users are doing, mentors and mentees, and the conversations that they're having without having to go into the database. And then in addition to that, we have kind of an AI config. So this is specific to the AI that's being provided for the AI coach, model details, as well as a system prompt and quick prompts to be able to help users coach and guide their way through the journey. So for example, if you've never been a mentee before, what's a good way to let me get started as a mentee? How can I be an effective mentor? And I'll just give some examples of how these work here. So this is our AI coach here to help us on our journey. Sticking with Somi's mentee journey, this is my first time being a mentee. Help me understand what it's like and how can I be a great mentee? Our AI coach comes back and says, I'm happy to help provide some guidance on what will make the most of your mentorship experience as a new mentee. Here's some tips and best practices: set clear goals, be proactive, be open and honest, listen and be receptive to feedback, follow through on commitments, express your gratitude, and then reflect and apply the lessons. Obviously, just hit the highlights there. A bit more detail if you're interested. And this works, so I can say, great, thank you. Any additional tips? And it'll take AI a second to, our coach a second, and then here's a few more that they want to provide along the way. So you can go conversational back and forth with your AI coach, and it really helps provide guidance with how can I develop this relationship with a mentor. There's some additional things over here around help me to build my professional network, help me to improve my communication skills. What are some good best practices for setting career goals? So things like that. And it really just makes it easier for somebody who may not have had a mentor-mentee relationship before to improve and make it most valuable. So with that, I will hand it over to Keisha to discuss the impact.
Thank you, AJ.
No.
All right, so as you've heard, one of the challenges is really with the matching of mentors and mentees. With the mentor match application, we feel that because everyone has an opportunity to identify what their superpowers are, what they want to learn, there'll be greater satisfaction. We also feel that will also ensure that because I can let you know what my goals are and what skills I have as an expertise, it will boost the confidence of those who are being mentored and those who are being the mentee. Those who are doing the mentoring. So we feel like these will have a greater impact on the overall mentorship program. Next slide. In addition to that, we also were, being very mindful of what are some of the things that we need to be considering as we think about this. The first thing first and foremost is really the adoption. Will the mentees and mentors, how can we encourage them to really use the tools so that they can fully take advantage of the features that we are looking to provide and tap into? The other thing is we are also very mindful of, this is like an MVP type solution. The platform support and sustainability. How will City of Refuge will be able to continue to maintain this, as we continue to transition? And last but not least, what is the mentors availability? Is that something that, they will be willing to make the commitment that they'll need to make in terms of being available for the mentoring sessions? So these are some things and uncertainties that we, are just curious about, and that we will definitely have to continue to take into consideration. With that, I will pass it over to Louis.
Thank you, Keisha.
So the next part about this is what do we do next? So the plan here is launch. The team has done beautifully in communicating with the City of Refuge. We have a couple groups of users in the system operating within the platform. After that, track, gather the data for some analytics, evaluate that data, implement some of the feedback that we get, and then present the results. Next slide. I like to keep it short. So this isn't just a tech solution, it's a transformation engine. With the right tools, we can turn mentorship into momentum, relationships into growth, and potential into results. So let's build it together.
You're here. All right, good job. Wow, look at you guys all the way across, all 4 teams. All right, like I wish I wonder. And somebody can stop share. All right. What we got? Don't be shy now.
I'll jump in first. I love the automation portion of the tool. I love the way that worked. And I also like the tracking piece of it. So as you were scheduling some of the meetings, it would give you some of the details and stuff like that. I think that accountability and that tracking is super critical in a mentor-mentee relationship. So outside of that, I really didn't have a negative, to be quite honest with you. I thought it was on spot.
Others.
I can jump in. I really like the AI coach live demo where you have the text ready to go, and then you sort of showed that it actually works by doing the follow up. I thought that was a nice wow moment in the presentation for me.
Was there any feedback
Yeah, I
on
think
the
that-
background slide? Because I was wondering if I really needed that.
I was literally going to reference that. You
Okay,
won't
go
need
ahead.
that. I'm going to make that. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, at the very beginning, I was going to touch on that one as well. Like, one thing nitpicky, but just kind of threw me off. Y'all's pictures were all squished, or you're like, I met you guys in person. Y'all look good, but not that skinny.
Okay.
And then the other one was I'll make sure you have your audience correct. You are presenting to City of Refuge, so they should know that, right? And even, I think there was a gentleman that you called out that helped out. He may be in the audience here, right? So just kind of shouting him out directly from that perspective, I think could also be something to consider. I really love the presentation of the demo. Dang, the demo's coming in strong, y'all, which are super cool to see how it all goes. Of course, I think Everett, we're gonna need like 20 minutes for all these presentations. There's so much goodness to go through.
Thanks, Kelly. I mean, that's again, I'll just jump in. Obviously, anybody can chime in. So first off, let me address what Wayne asked. Ron, we will probably have Ron, before you guys do your pitches, he will give a very brief, here is who City of Refuge is, here were the kind of major issues that we teed up, blah. Very short, very sweet, but he will do that. So you won't need to do that in your presentations at all, okay? So just be aware. Same thing, really, really like the whole context of the tool, scheduling the sessions and the tool, setting goals, milestones. The AI piece was just another fantastic ad, which was really powerful. And I like the whole teaching component because, again, now it gets personal because I can learn quickly from me and AI really engaging and talking. Let's see, what did I write here? And this piece with the three, the mentor, mentee, and then the admin, it was great. The admin piece came in. So that admin, so somebody from CR has to kind of manage the app. I like the context of tracking and analytics, but again, that has to be a person who takes that on. I wonder, will mentors, because part of this is, you know, mindset, getting mentors to put their information, fully put their information into the system such that they can actually be selected. I think that's one of those things we're just gonna have to figure out.
So
go ahead.
there are onboarding steps that we didn't show that essentially in order to sign up, you do have to complete your profile as you go. So that is kind of a requirement as you walk through.
Gotcha.
Maybe if we take out that redundant slide, so to speak, we have time to introduce that as well. To your point, AJ, we can incorporate that into our presentation.
Okay. So again, awesome stuff all around. So thank you guys. Let me just say this. Thank you to all 4 teams. Great stuff. I actually believe in, because I was trying to sit and have this perspective like I'm City of Refuge. I think they're going to have to figure out, and this is where my head goes, how to actually play each of these and then go, they may start to say, how do I take this piece over here and this piece over here? And it all comes into one package. So I don't want you guys to worry about, oh my gosh, they're doing it. I want you to actually stay somewhat pristine to what you're doing and let them come back with that type of context. I don't want you to go back in and go, oh, let me add. I'm going to suggest that you not do that. You can modify your pitches, etc. I'm not saying let's collapse this. I don't want to do that. I want them to actually come back with pieces that they are interested in, how they want to play, and then we might actually discuss that and take it on, just being really clear, okay? So my only counsel is watch your time, really focus on your impact, and I want you to have fun. Enjoy this opportunity to just put up something that a vision for someone to actually address the issues inside their operation with the types of solutions that you brought forward. I want to just commend all of you for the great work that you've done on this. I think it's going to be a fantastic day. So I appreciate it. All right. So we're right up against time. So I got a couple of other things I just want to mention for us in our last 5 minutes. I'm not going to worry about actually putting slides up.
Like the Chick-fil-A.
Sorry.
I love
I love
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Me too. We getting some?
Sounded like my kids.
Absolutely.
All right. So one of the things I actually had wanted us to do as we kind of wrap up is I'd love to hear any specific insights that you have had as you think about your own leadership. What are your key takeaways from this program over the 12 months? Things that you have decided, that's an action I'm going to take, that's a commitment I can make. And I'm not asking you to actually, I'll ask for a couple folks to feel free to share here, but understand we may be asking that of you in September in the session. I want you to be ready to talk about what are your actions and commitments, as well as your key takeaways from the program. Because part of this, and I think you've heard me say it, when you write down a commitment, it goes up about 15% that you'll do it. When you actually speak it to someone else, it goes up another 15 to 20% that you'll do it. And when you speak it publicly, it actually goes up another 15 to 20% that you'll actually do it. So, and I know that you guys are committed. That's why you stepped into this program, was to make your own personal change. And so I'm going to ask you to maybe be in position to share some of that on that day. And with that, I'm going to ask, are there any other types of questions that you might have in our last few minutes around leadership, any particular insights to share? I also, just so you know, and I know we don't have time, I always want, I wish, wonder feedback for me and the program. So I know we don't necessarily have a lot of time tonight to do that. So I'm going to ask you, if you would, feel free to jot a short note to me that says, here's what I like, here's what I wish I wonder about the program, because our focus is to figure out how to make this better and more impactful. And I would love to hear input. So feel free to share anything tonight in our last few minutes, but please also feel free to jot it down and shoot it to me. So yeah, that means feel free to share right now if you'd like to.
Yeah, I would just say I've enjoyed the program. I appreciate all the effort and hard work that goes into it. I found it valuable. And so just want to express my gratitude, say thank you.
Thank you, AJ.
I've also enjoyed it too. I am not really good with like pop quizzes. So it's hard for me to provide like detail on what I've enjoyed, but I do know that for me, when it comes to leadership and learning different ways to lead, I really enjoyed that segment and the 4 quadrants that we learned for people who are creative, more logical thinkers. That was very helpful for me. And I want to commit myself to looking more into that and applying it daily when it comes to leadership and trying, even in real life, when it comes to understanding people in the way that they may think and being able to be aware.
Awesome. Thank you, Rebecca. Appreciate that. CVF, competing values. We got it.
We have to go to a phone and you got to go to a Wi-Fi. You click on the little app. You just click on it.
Somebody's working on something. All right. Any others?
Everett, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tamika.
No, go ahead, Darren. You started first.
Thank you, Everett. No, I highly appreciate all the effort doing this job. I think all the material you share is very insightful. I'm trying to connect and transmit these messages to my team. So I think that for leaders, we have to spread the word. So has been amazing. I think we have very good things from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vera. Appreciate that. And please tap into this and use the stuff with your teams as appropriate. Drive it down. It's yours. So, and if I can support in any way, if there's something else you want me to send, please reach out and let me know. Thank you, Vera.
Yeah, and I'll be very brief. Yeah, I really enjoyed all of these sessions. Just from a commitment, being committed to attending, knowing to every Tuesday every month. You know, I don't feel good. I just came out of the meetings, but it was just something that I really enjoyed and really look forward to. And definitely working on a part of a team with 4 or 5 men, different perspectives, different, just the way we all work and what we all bring to the table and how it all gelled, just to see it now here was great value. And I truly, truly enjoyed and took away a lot from that. So it helped me to just kind of learn about different perspectives and people, and it's okay for everybody to have their own thoughts and their own way of doing things. And that really resonated with me, and that's something I would take away as I go along in my leadership, leading my team and just in life as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Tamika.
I just wanted to thank you for the tools. I love the package and the material. I think you armed us with a full toolbox of stuff that we could use. I'm going to go back and spend more time absorbing it so that I can apply it even more. Because I think going through the program is one way, but now taking it in afterwards, I'm going to learn so much more and absorb so much more. So thank you for the tools. And then shout out to my team. It was a blast, guys. And we had fun. We had a few arguments. We had some sharing of love, but all in all, I'd rather be in the foxhole with that team than anybody else.
Awesome.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
I want to piggyback on what Steven said. That just goes back to my point. When I said pop quiz, like being able to recall everything. And I wish, and I'm wondering if we're going to get a post-class recap of everything, like a summary with like links or something like that. I'm wondering that, and I'm wishing and hoping that we will get that just to help with going back through the emails and getting all of that information and trying to round it up. So I just want to throw that out there.
You just threw that out. You just put the pressure on. I understand, but that's okay. So, and I will say this up front. I will commit to doing that. I will provide a summary document with some of the, into Stephen's point, with the tools, but so that it's all kind of on a couple of pages where you can know how to get to them with the links into the shared drive that we have. I will commit to that.
That would be so amazing, not only for this class, but for future classes as well. I think that'd be an awesome takeaway just to keep everyone on their game.
Okay. Yep. So I took that on, but I just threw it to Babita just so we all know.
That's huge because, Babita's been asking us and sending out some marketing messages about maybe getting some other colleagues at our companies to sign up for the next cohort. And I've taken that seriously. And actually I found the course syllabus on the drive, which it's a little bit of a longer document than you're describing, Rebecca, but it's got a lot of detail about what was to be expected of these courses and what the content would be. So there's a bit there, and I appreciate you guys offering to put it together as a summary, because I'm going to be sharing it with my leadership at work and attempting to have it advertised so we can try to get some more scientific gamers into the next cohort.
And that is a great segue, Wayne, because I am asking each and every alumni, because I'm considering you guys as alumni now, to really do send out that information. And I love hearing the fact that you guys are finding this very helpful. Use that, right? Use that. What did you find helpful to be able to connect with others within your company? Because without you guys, we can't continue this program. So I am asking you, if you need more information in order to share or flyers or whatnot, I'm more than happy to. We're also working on possibly doing another open house. If you didn't get a chance to attend the last one, we'll definitely make sure, because we want to get the program out. We want to grow the program, and we want to be able to grow it so much that we have a waiting list for the next 2 years. And that is our goal. Well, as Everett just said, we're committing to it. So please definitely do share that. So I appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you.
All right. Anything else?
Just one more thing to add. Appreciate everybody just coming and being in each of these sessions, and it's been awesome to take notes and hear from people in other companies and what's working for teams and what isn't, and just ways that we've been able to improve, not just from Everett's awesome teachings, but from each other. I've really appreciated that. And thanks, Everett, for leading us through such a great course.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So you guys are all set then for September where's my 16th, 10 a.m. to roughly 5. All right. So in person, we get to hang out for the day, and we'll be ready to do our pitches, etc. Please reach out if there are any questions or anything that you have on the way to that timing. But you'll see some notes, I'm sure, back and forth as we head to that date. So
there will be an updated, I'm sorry to jump in, there'll be an updated calendar that will be sent out, because we also want the people, your leaders in your own company, to come and to come and see your presentation. So we're working on that in order to send them invitation. If there's a specific person in your company that needs to get that invite, do let us know, because we want to invite every one of you, your leaders that's been a part of that program, to say thank you, and then to see the development that you guys have done for your presentation. So be on the lookout for that in the coming weeks.
All right.
Is that only for in-person, Babita, or can remote people join too?
We've never have done it remote version. So if there are more folks that are remote, we probably will need to look into that. So that's something I'll be asking. And then Everett and I have a coming planning meeting this week, so we can talk more in details in terms of how to incorporate it in a virtual person piece to it. So
sure, I'm sure that could be challenging.
Very.
Very possible, though. We'll take a look. All right. Well, guys, again, for me, it's been an honor and a privilege to facilitate this group. Thank you so much for your active engagement, and go lead. It's critical, and it is needed. So thanks again. Have a great rest of the evening and week, and I look forward to seeing you in person again in September.
All right.
Thanks, Everett.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.